All right, today we're going to journey deep into the deserts of Jordan to uncover a secret that's been hiding in plain sight. It's a secret that could actually redefine everything we thought we knew about the incredible city of Petra. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. We're talking about a civilization thousands of years ago, with a grasp of the cosmos that completely outshone Europe for a whole millennium. This place wasn't just a city carved from rock. It was a testament to a lost science we're only just starting to wrap our heads around.
So, when you think of Petra, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most of us, it's a few key images, right? These are the famous facades, the things we think we know about this ancient wonder.
Yeah, you're probably picturing that unbelievable rose-red rock just glowing under the desert sun. It's an unforgettable sight, an entire city that seems to blush in the twilight.
We also know it as this grand necropolis, right? A city built for the dead, with these incredibly elaborate facades carved to honor them and guide them on their way. And of course, the magnificent temples. These massive monuments of faith and power, hewn straight out of the mountainside. These are the postcard shots, the images that have defined Petra for centuries.
But what if I told you that all these famous features, the tombs, the temples, the very layout of the city, were really just pieces of a much, much larger and more sophisticated design?
Because underneath it all, Petra was something else entirely. It was a functioning, precision-engineered celestial machine.
So what's really fascinating here is that the builders, the Nabateans, they weren't just incredible stonemasons, they were master astronomers. They literally engineered their entire city to interact with the sun, the moon, and the stars.
And this was no accident. All across Petra, buildings are perfectly positioned to line up with key celestial events. We're talking about catching the very first rays of the winter solstice, framing the sun perfectly on the summer solstice, and even tracking planets by the shadows they cast during the equinoxes.
Just try to picture it. There's a sacred chamber carved out of solid rock, and it stays in the shadows for 364 days of the year. But on one specific day, and only that day, the sun lines up so perfectly that it floods the entire space with this brilliant golden light.
So you have to ask, could something that perfect, that mathematically precise, repeated all over the city, could that really just be a coincidence?
The answer is a hard no. This was precision. This was intentional, sophisticated, and, let's be honest, absolutely genius-level engineering.
And here's the crucial part. This wasn't about superstition or some kind of mystical ritual. Nope. This was practical, life-sustaining science. The Nabateans used the sky to survive.
The Nabateans used these incredible alignments for very real reasons. The whole city of Petra worked like a massive solar calendar, telling them exactly when to plant their crops and when to harvest. It was a weather predictor, helping them anticipate the changing seasons. It even served as a celestial map and a navigation system for their huge trade caravans, helping them cross the brutal Arabian desert long before anyone had a compass.
This really forces us to rethink what we consider ancient knowledge. You know, what might look like desert magic to our modern eyes was, in reality, desert science. It wasn't built on superstition, but on careful observation. It wasn't about mystery. It was all about precise calculation. And it wasn't just ritual. It was about the very real power of prediction.
And you know, this incredible body of knowledge didn't just vanish when the Nabatean civilization faded away. Its influence actually echoed down through the centuries.
Historians have found these really fascinating references in the writings of early Islamic astronomers. They talk about using the maps of the desert people for their own calculations. And now, many scholars believe they were talking about the knowledge they inherited from the Nabateans.
And this legacy might have been huge. We're talking about possibly influencing critical parts of culture and religion, from figuring out the precise direction for prayer to the complex lunar math needed for religious calendars. It really could have laid the foundation for later astronomy in the entire region.
So we really have to shift my perspective here. Petra stops being just a static monument, a city of the dead. It becomes a living, breathing center of learning, like a university carved from stone, where the greatest teacher of all was the sky itself.
And this brings us to one last, pretty profound thought. If this entire city was built with such incredible, multi-generational purpose, maybe that purpose isn't over yet.
What if we've been looking at it all wrong this whole time? You know, we see tombs and temples, a place built to honor the past, but what if its main function
was to be a message. A carefully constructed, incredibly durable message, designed to survive for millennia and speak to a future civilization. To us? And if it is a message, then the obvious and kind of unsettling question is, what does it say? What knowledge did they have about the cosmos, about long-term cycles, that was so important they felt they had to pass it on? What was they trying to warn us about?
For now, we just don't know. The full meaning of this celestial machine, this message carved in stone, is still an enigma. The answers, it seems, are still hidden in the shadows cast by that ancient desert sun.